right, it's December, and that means everybody's gonna be making cookies, and I want you to be able to make the best cookies. I did already forget something, hold on.
Well, they say he's not coming back and nothing can fill the void, but at least we can try with food. I'll make some apple pie, come on in. It's Dead Dad's Kitchen.
Okay, so I know it may look like there are a lot of ingredients here, and that's because cookies kind of take a lot of stuff sometimes. And that's okay, because it makes them even more special. I forgot one more thing. Okay, I will let you guys know everything that you're going to need for this recipe. Oh, by the way, we're making chocolate crinkle cookies. I think that they are a perfect addition to any like holiday cookie tin, any Hanukkah potluck, any Christmas extravaganza, anything you need to bring a cookie to. I think these will be the perfect ones. They are like little bites of brownies. Do you guys remember they were called brownie bites, and they were cubes of brownie that you would get at like the grocery store, and sometimes there would be like a variety pack where it would be regular brownie bite, sugar covered brownie bite, and then powdered sugar covered brownie bite. This is kind of like an elevated version of that, even though those do hold a very special place in my heart, and I literally haven't thought about them in probably 12 years. Here's what you're going to need for your chocolate crinkle cookies. We're going to start out with our wet ingredients on this list. So you are going to need 1 stick of room temperature unsalted butter, 1 large room temperature egg, pure vanilla extract, white sugar, brown sugar, powdered sugar. Moving on to the dry ingredients, you are going to need all-purpose flour, unsweetened cocoa, baking soda, cornstarch, instant espresso powder, and salt. Yes, it's a lot of stuff, but don't worry, we're gonna walk through every single step. This is my own little recipe I've been working on for quite some time. I think you guys are gonna love it. I promise it's not that hard, but I'm going to warn you right now, you are going to need to chill this dough for like 2 hours to overnight. You could even keep it in the fridge for a couple days if you forget about it. Of course, I forgot to tell you, you are also going to need chocolate chips. Okay, so I like to get my dry ingredients ready first so that they are all measured out and ready to just throw in whenever I'm ready to throw them in. We need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You guys know that I always spoon and level my flour. What that means is I'm just plopping my flour into this measuring cup so that it is not packed in there, and then I'm just leveling it off. I should have used a bigger bowl, I can already tell. Okay, time for our 1/2 cup of cocoa plus 2 tablespoons. So there's 1/4 cup. So I have my cocoa and my flour in here right now. We're going to add 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch. I hate the feeling of cornstarch. It acts a lot like a batter. It can feel a little liquidy and it can spread really easily. So cornstarch is sort of gonna tighten that up, thicken that up, and just give us the little bit of like softness and like suppleness that we need in like a pillowy cookie. Do you know what I mean? Please. Ugh. Oh my God, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Now we need a teaspoon of salt. Oh, this is scratchy too. Oh, I hate that. Now we're gonna add what are we adding? Now we're gonna add a teaspoon of instant espresso powder. Now, this does not make it taste like coffee or espresso or anything like that. It doesn't give you a buzz either, so calm down. It's another one of those ingredients that we add not for flavor, but to kind of do something else. So this little teaspoon of instant espresso powder is gonna really bump up the chocolate flavor in this cookie. And last but certainly not least for our dry ingredients, we are going to use 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And cool. So now to incorporate all of our dry ingredients, I'm just going to take my little whiskey roux and start mixing. You probably should run your cocoa through a sifter. I didn't do that because I broke my sifter. I don't know if I caught that on video when I did it, but it was a couple months ago and I have not gotten a new one. So it should look just like this. Little hot cocoa mix, but don't eat it. Now that we've meased out all of our dry ingredients, we can move on to the wet ingredients, which yes, does include sugar. So if you're ever wondering why I added my sugar into my wet ingredients, that's the reason. Yes, also this is my dad's old shirt. Hi, Papa. Sometimes I don't wash these if I don't use them a lot. Give me a cooking show, Netflix, or Hulu, or Amazon Prime. Let's go over to the KitchenAid. Some of y'all may remember my KitchenAid is, what do we call it? broken, correct? So I'm going to be plugging it in and unplugging it for when I need it to turn off because the lever doesn't work. With our 1 stick of room temperature butter, we are just going to plop that right in to the bowl of our mixer. My mom always taught me to scrape off every little piece of butter. So we need 1/2 cup each of brown sugar packed and white sugar. All right, now we are going to add our white sugar. Same amount, 1/2 cup. So what you're looking for when it comes to creaming is for the butter and sugar to basically become one. What that's going to look like is your butter and sugars being lighter in color and also a lot fluffier, so just like maybe even doubled in volume. That's what you want when we are creaming together our butter and sugar. We're gonna add our room temperature egg. The reason we want our egg to be room temperature is because everything else in here is room temperature. If we add a cold egg in there, it's gonna tighten everything up and nothing's gonna wanna combine as easily. So let's throw it in. Successfully creamed together all of our wet ingredients, our butter, our white sugar, our brown sugar, our egg, and our vanilla. Oh my goodness, fantastic. So what we're gonna do now is move on to our dry ingredients. I like to add my dry ingredients 1/3 at a time, and I'm gonna show you a little trick I do so it doesn't like puff up and go everywhere and get cocoa stains all over your dad's old shirt. Roughly eyeball about 1/3 of your dry ingredients and just slowly pulse, so that it all hydrates pretty quick and you're not forming too much gluten. Remember, these are cookies, they are not bread. We don't want them to be super rippable and chewy. We want them to be soft and supple and fun. See, no big puffball. Super important again to scrape down the sides. Fuck. At least it wasn't the cocoa, right? See, wasn't that cool? The last thing we're gonna do with our batter dough is add some chocolate chips. However, if you guys don't have chocolate chips on hand or you just don't feel like adding them, that is no problem at all. I actually have a mix of mini chocolate chips and regular sized chocolate chips here because I think that this size difference is cute. And I'm going to toss this into the remaining of my dry mixture. I'm gonna put, I don't know, maybe 1/2 cup, 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips in there. And I'm gonna give this a toss. Just like our blueberry muffin recipe, we kind of like to mix our additions in with our last bit of dry mix so that they're kind of coated and have something to hold on to the dough with. But same exact thing, add, pulse, killer. Okay, I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't do my sugar trick. We're gonna do the exact same thing. I'm going to place this in a 350-degree oven for like 12 minutes. And I'm gonna place this in the fridge for about 2 hours. I've never filmed in this direction before, and I don't know if I love it, so let me know if you do. Here is what our cookie looks like without chilling and without my special sugar trick. It was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, so maybe you don't need to chill these for as long as I thought. You can use a disher, which is like a little mini baby ice cream scoop, or you can just use a little baby spoon. No problem. And you're gonna get about 1.5 tablespoons of dough. And we're just going to roll this around and make it a perfect little ball. Looks like a golf ball, maybe a tiny bit smaller. We're then going to roll it in a little bowl of granulated plain white sugar. And this is gonna create a little barrier for us to then roll it in the powdered sugar. And the powdered sugar is not gonna melt as much. Super cute. And you want to give these quite a bit of space on your baking sheet because they will spread a bit. Obviously not as much as I thought, but that's good. Okay, these are going to go into a 350-degree oven for 6 minutes, rotate, then 6 more minutes. 12 altogether. If you couldn't keep up with that math. Call me Pythagoras. Sorry for the bit of shakiness here. I just wanted to show you that when you can see a little bit of moistness in the crinkles, that's when you should pull these cookies. Okay, we are a powdered sugary mess. which is exactly how you should be when you're making these cookies. When we also roll it in the granulated sugar, it just makes that powdered sugar pop even more. Oh my God. Oh. These weren't ready. Okay, it wasn't ready to be taken off the pan, but I don't really care. I mean, I just think that's such a perfect cookie. And I think you need to make it. Give these to somebody you think is cute, and who knows? Happy baking.